I really don't know what took me so long to make this review, but this is finally my review of the 75357 Ghost and Phantom 2. This is a £150 set with over 1,000 pieces that released in 2023, and it's one of my favourite sets in my collection, so why I haven't reviewed it yet is definitely a mystery to me. I guess I'll just putting it off as this is definitely going to be a long video. But we have no time for stalling today, let's just get straight into the review of the Ghost and Phantom 2. Once again, this has over 1,300 pieces, retail for £150, and is marketed for 10+. The box art is fine, nothing really special, as a planet in the background, not sure what that planet is. Has the Shin-Hati Starfighter in the background too, and just a inky blackness of space mainly. You also do get to have a look at the first main play feature of the set, being the Phantom disattaching from the set, which is very nice. And then you get a nice look at the model. On the back of the box, we get a look at our play features, and they are some very, very good ones. First, the loading ramps move down, there's a very nice spring-loaded shooter mechanism, a vast interior, and a lot of different panels that attach off. But it's a pretty basic back of the box art, and you once again see that planet again. I'm not sure what it is. It might be that one that we see in the Ahsoka show, but once again, I'm not sure. And there's also like a hangar base. It's a pretty basic back of the box, but it looks nice, and you get to look at all our minifigures. Starts with Lieutenant Beta. It's a fairly nice minifigure with a decent E-Wing suit on, the same one that we did release in the E-Wing vs Shin-Hati Starfighter, but it has a very unique headpiece. It kind of looks like Admiral Akbar, but it obviously isn't, because there's different prints on the head. It's a very nice minifigure, but a lot of people do just call it the Admiral Akbar copy, but I really like this minifigure, as it just gives us more opportunities to get that different species. But yeah, there's nothing really special about this minifigure, definitely not a standout for this set, but it's a nice one to get, but it's definitely not what to buy this set for. Next minifigure is Officer Hawkins. He's a fairly nice minifigure, no leg printing is criminal. He has decent torso prints and doesn't have a dual face though, because the hairpiece, it's very accurate, but obviously there is no space for a dual print, and that will just look very weird. His facial expression is just a pretty basic smile, and overall it's a pretty nice minifigure, but once again, not one to buy the set for. Nothing really special, but I guess they couldn't have released a set with just 3 minifigures, and I don't really know any other inclusions that they could have had. Jacen Syndulla isn't a bad minifigure, but it's inaccurate, as in the show I'm pretty sure he had green hair, but here he had brown hair. But again, that's kind of a con of using concept art for sets, as it's released in August and the Ahsoka show dropped in September. But again, this isn't a minifigure to buy the set for, but it's a decent overall minifigure with some decent prints once again. The standouts for this set, and what you may actually buy the set for, is General Hera and Syndulla and C-110P Chopper. Some absolutely fantastic minifigures with great prints. Chopper actually does have back printing, and I've exclaimed in other videos that all droids should have back printing in 2025, and we see so many minifigures that don't have back printing. So in 2023 to get Chopper with back printing, that is absolutely fantastic. It's a very nice droid to add to my collection, and it's one that I've desperately been wanting. The one from 2014 was a nice minifigure, but it desperately needed a remake. General Hera Syndulla is no exception as well. She's an absolutely fantastic minifigure with great all-round prints, once again having a dual-sided head, one side being angry, and the other having a smile. It's a very nice torso print and leg print again. These are 2 great minifigures and ones that you might actually buy the set for, and I would definitely recommend buying the set if you do just want a Hera Syndulla and a Chopper in 2025, because the minifigures are very expensive, with the ones from 2014 being worth about £15 and about £25. And luckily for me, I do have both of them, so it's a very nice comparison. And these minifigures were definitely very big improvements over their 2014 counterparts. But it's what you'd expect for, in 2023, a 9-year gap. To be honest, the rest of this review is definitely just going to be about 5 to 10 minutes of me glazing this set, as I think it's the best we've had in recent years. It's definitely the best of 2023, maybe even better than all the sets in 2024 too. But when I get the Star Destroyer, I think that's the best set of 2024, so I will do a full-on comparison between the best set of 2023 and 2024. But this video is about the Ghost of Phantom 2, and of course it's an absolutely fantastic set. The Phantom 2 is definitely a standout in this set as well, as the last time we got this set was in 2018, and it was a much bigger model, and it was closer to minifigure scale, but it couldn't really attach to the Ghost without looking weird and disproportionate, as this set is actually much bigger, and also the Phantom is a lot smaller, so they are actually in scale with each other, whereas in 2014, the Ghost and Phantom 1, and also Phantom 2, they were very out of scale with each other, so I much prefer this for that. The cockpit has a very nice function, as you can open all 3 of these little panels and fit in Jacen Syndulla. That's what I would recommend having in there. And then you can also take the head of Chopper and put him on the side of the Phantom 2, and this looks absolutely fantastic. There are also lots of sticker detailing, and at least these actually blend in with the white of the brick, unlike in some other sets that I've talked about. The cockpit sticker isn't very good, but I can get over it, as it is only a couple of stickers, whereas in some sets it's like 3 or 4. So I can get over it in this instance, especially as it's very small, minor detailing. But yeah, the Phantom definitely takes a lot of sticker detailing to recreate what Sabine made in Rebels. And I actually had a lot of fun building this. This is what you build in bag 1. I'm pretty sure there's 12 bag, but it has been a year and a half since I built it, so excuse me if I'm wrong. But this is the first bag that you do build, and it was a very, very fun build, and I really, really enjoyed it too. Absolutely no complaints here with the Phantom 2, aside from that cockpit sticker, but I can get over that. Jacen Syndulla looks very cool in there, and I love how they look of Chopper on the side, but it does kind of make it a bit awkward as you just don't know where to put the body, but it's fine because I don't display it with Chopper head on there anyway. The back of the Ghost is absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed making these engines. It was over a year ago again, but I do remember really enjoying and putting these together, as the intricate detailing is absolutely fantastic on this set with all the thrust coming out, and then this is where you actually attach the Phantom to the Ghost, and there you have it. And it looks absolutely amazing on this ship. There is some pretty simple greebling along these sides, and it looks very nice, and some more sticker detailing along the front. There is lots of ingot pieces used, and lots of wedge plates, which looks very nice, and recreates a lot of iconic angles on the Ghost and Phantom too. Also, this side is a lot more accurate than the Phantom, the original Ghost from 2014. That's why I think this is a much better set to pick up in 2025, especially since that one is way more expensive nowadays. I love the use of sand green and sand blue, just makes for a very unique building experience, as it isn't just your everyday black or grey Lego Star Wars set. It's very, very colourful with blue, yellows, greens, blues, and just the main white colour scheme. The underside of the ship is nothing special. There's just a lot of anti-studs. You get to look at the loading ramp, which is just fine. It's a bit inaccurate, as I'm pretty sure on the actual set, on the actual ship in Universe, the ramp was at the back, and it was a lot bigger. But with the scale of this set, I'm not surprised at why they put it 2 at the side instead of 1 big one at the back. Because one big one at the front. It would have been very inaccurate and very disproportional. You also get a nice look at the spring-loaded shooting functionality. I think this is absolutely fantastic. You just spin this. It's a bit difficult if you just use this turret and then it shoots these. Forget that one. But you just shoot the spring-loaded missiles, and it's very unique and realistic in Universe. This is a very fun play feature, and you can actually simulate using the blaster in Universe. So yeah, once again, very fun play feature. My only problem with this play feature is that I do find myself accidentally shooting these spring-loaded shooters a lot, but it is, once again, still a very fun play feature. At the front, these 2 cockpits can open up, and then there's also a little window at the top, and I like to put Officer Hawkins in here, as there is really no place for him. And then this is where I like to put Lieutenant Beta. To be honest, I think these were just filler minifigures so that you could actually have the entire set being full, with having Chopper and Jacen Syndulla at the back on the Phantom 2. This turret here can move up and down. It's very nice for Officer Hawkins to use. This entire front section can pop off, and it makes it much easier to access this interior space. There's a pretty basic control panel with a Inquisitor lightsaber blade, and then some nice sticker detailing to make up some nice control panels. And this is actually where I put Jacen Syndulla, as in the show we do see him start to learn how to fly and taking after his mother. In Season 2 of Ahsoka, I do really hope that we get to see more of Jacen Syndulla and his development into a Jedi Knight, or actually just as a Jedi Padawan, as I feel like that would be a really fun one, as Ahsoka would probably teach him realistically. And it would be amazing to see him turn into Kanan Jarrus, one of the best recreations of a Jedi Knight, and what a Jedi really should be. Anyway, the main play feature is if you take off the Phantom and then take off this massive panel through the middle, you can see the very big interior space, which is a lot bigger than what we see on the 2014 variation. There are some jumper plates here, which I do believe are for Chopper to have some very easy access to the interior, but this isn't the best place to put him in my opinion. You can't really fit a minifigure through the door, but there is a red little door with a warning logo, written in the Star Wars language, and it is the same on both sides. There's a small control panel, but on this right side, this right side, there is nothing really special here. But on this left side, there's a sink, and there's also a little crate, where if you take this out, it's kind of difficult to get to, by the way. Anyway, hidden within the crate is a Meluron fruit, and I absolutely love this detail, as I do believe this was Zeb's favourite fruit in the actual show. Although I do think Zeb was a must inclusion for this set, as we do see him as an E-Wing pilot in the Mandalorian. And what did we get in this set? An E-Wing pilot. So instead of Lieutenant Beta, we could have gone Zeb. I don't mind getting Lieutenant Beta, although it should be better to get both of them. But yeah, I do really like the inclusion of a Meluron fruit in this set. The interior is pretty basic, but it does all come together very nicely as we do get our exit out into the main areas. And we also get some steps into the actual cockpit area, so it's very nice and it all comes together as we build it. Unfortunately, there's no space for anything underneath these panels here. I mean, somebody could probably mod it, but the only thing you could fit there is like a bed, and I do think that would be a nice inclusion, but really it's just unrealistic for LEGO to include a bed in this tiny compartment, and it would be hard to get to, making it like not very ergonomic. But it's a fantastic inclusion and definitely a much better one than what we see in the 2014 variation. I would compare the two sets in a full video, but I just don't have that set. It is extremely expensive in 2025. Although it would be one that I like, and I do really want that Zeb minifigure, as that is the only minifigure I need to complete a full collection of the Rebels minifigures, but with that minifigure being worth over £100 nowadays, it's not looking very realistic for me. By the way, this is how I like to do the interior, with Lieutenant Beta being on, Officer Hawkins being on this control panel up here, with Jason Syndulla being at the front, and actual Lieutenant Beta here. And then in the main area, I use the Sabine from the T6 shuttle and Ahsoka from also that T6 shuttle. And having Chopper and Hera walking in, and it's kind of like they have an argument because I have them all having their angry flip faces. And then I have Ahsoka using her calm Jedi negotiation skills with a smiley face. That's just how I like to do it, but you can do it however you want. This set is a must-have for any die-hard Rebels fan, and in general, it's an absolutely fantastic LEGO set, with great detailing, decent minifigures, and it's a 9.8 out of 10 for me. The only flaw being that the minifigures aren't very interesting, but I do think this would be a 10 out of 10 if they were more interesting, and the build is definitely a 10 out of 10. There's absolutely no flaws with the actual build. I think it's absolutely perfect and a lot bigger than the 2014 variation, so this set doesn't even suffer from, shrinkflation, as it actually does get bigger than that 2014 variant. By a lot, so maybe I'll bump it up to a 9.9 just for that absolutely perfect build. But yeah, once again, the minifigures aren't very interesting. I think this set is absolutely amazing and it's a must-have once again. The all-round detailings are absolutely fantastic, and I can't even think of a flaw with the actual build. It was one of the most fun building experiences I've ever had, and it looks absolutely fantastic on my shelf. And anyway, let me think of this set, do you have it? And let me think of this, and thanks for watching, bye.